Cristiano Ronaldo had won everything in his life. 5 Ballon d'Ors, 5 Champions League trophies, hundreds of goals, millions of fans. But that afternoon, when his 12-year-old son walked through the front door with a black eye, a split lip, and tears streaming down his face, Ronaldo realized that all his trophies meant nothing. Because he couldn't protect his son. He couldn't save him from the cruelty of the world. And when Cristiano Jr. looked at his father with those broken eyes and asked one simple question, Ronaldo's entire world collapsed. Because the question wasn't why did they hit me? The question was something far worse. Something that made Ronaldo understand that he had failed as a father in ways he never imagined. March 2023. Madrid. Cristiano Jr. was 12 years old and attending an elite international school. From the outside, everything seemed perfect. He was the son of the greatest footballer in history. He lived in a mansion. He had everything a child could want. But inside those school walls, Cristiano Jr. was living a nightmare. Because he wasn't just Cristiano Jr. to his classmates. He was Ronaldo's son. And that meant every move he made was judged. Every mistake was magnified. Every failure was proof that he'll never be like his father. The other boys didn't see him as a person. They saw him as a target. It started small. Whispers in the hallway. Look, it's Mini Ronaldo. Think he can do a bicycle kick? Laughter. Then came the comparisons. March 2023. Madrid. Cristiano Jr. was 12 years old and attending an elite international school. From the outside, everything seemed perfect. He was the son of the greatest footballer in history. He lived in a mansion. He had everything a child could want. But inside those school walls, Cristiano Jr. was living a nightmare. Because he wasn't just Cristiano Jr. to his classmates. He was Ronaldo's son. And that meant every move he made was judged. Every mistake was magnified. Every failure was proof that he'll never be like his father. The other boys didn't see him as a person. They saw him as a target. It started small. Whispers in the hallway. Look, it's Mini Ronaldo. Think he can do a bicycle kick? Laughter. Then came the comparisons. In PE class, when Cristiano Jr. missed a penalty, a boy shouted, "Your dad would have scored that." Everyone laughed. The teacher said nothing. When they played football during break, nobody wanted him on their team. "You'll just make us look bad when you mess up," they said. Cristiano Jr. tried to laugh it off. Tried to pretend it didn't hurt. But every day, the words cut deeper. Every day, he felt smaller. Every day, he wished he had a different last name. But the real bullying started 3 weeks ago. A new kid arrived at school. Daniel. 15 years old. Big, strong, angry. His father was a businessman who had recently lost everything. And Daniel hated Cristiano Ronaldo. Hated everything he represented. Wealth. Success. Fame. And when he saw Cristiano Jr. in the cafeteria, he saw his chance to hurt the man he couldn't touch. "Hey, Ronaldo!" Daniel called out. Cristiano Jr. looked up. "Your dad thinks he's so special, doesn't he?" Cristiano Jr. didn't respond. "I asked you a question." Daniel walked closer. The cafeteria went quiet. Everyone was watching. Don't miss this detail. Cristiano Jr. had been taught by his father to never back down. "Be strong," Ronaldo always said. "Never let them see you weak." So Cristiano Jr. stood up. Looked Daniel in the eye. And said, "My father earned everything he has. What has yours done?" The cafeteria gasped. Daniel's face went red. And in that moment, Cristiano Jr. knew he had made a terrible mistake. Because Daniel didn't just want to insult him anymore. Daniel wanted to destroy him. The beating didn't happen that day. It happened 2 weeks later. After school. Behind the sports hall where no teachers could see. Daniel and 3 of his friends cornered Cristiano Jr. "Remember what you said about my father?" Daniel asked. Cristiano Jr. tried to run. But there were 4 of them. One grabbed his backpack. Pulled him down. "Let's see if Ronaldo's son can take a hit," Daniel said. The first punch came to his stomach. Cristiano Jr. couldn't breathe. The second to his face. He felt something crack. The third. The fourth. He lost count. He fell to the ground. They kicked him. Once. Twice. He curled into a ball, trying to protect himself, just like his father had taught him in training. But this wasn't training. This was real. And nobody was coming to save him. This is where everything changed. A teacher finally walked by. Shouted. The boys ran. Cristiano Jr. lay on the ground, bleeding, crying, broken. The teacher helped him up. "Are you okay? Should I call your father?" "No." Cristiano Jr. almost screamed it. "Please. Don't call him." "But you're hurt, please." Because Cristiano Jr. knew. If his father found out, it would become news. Headlines. Ronaldo's son attacked at school. Cameras. Reporters. It would make everything worse. The bullies would hate him more. Everyone would say he couldn't handle his own problems. Everyone would say he was weak. Just like they always said. But you haven't seen the biggest shock yet. The teacher took Cristiano Jr. to the nurse's office. They cleaned his wounds. Put ice on his eye. The school counselor came. "Cristiano, you need to tell us who did this." He said nothing. "We can't help you if you don't tell us." Still nothing. Because Cristiano Jr. had learned something that day. He learned that being Cristiano Ronaldo's son didn't make him special. It made him alone. Because everyone either hated him for what his father had, or they wanted to use him to get close to his father. Nobody just saw him. Nobody just wanted to be his friend. He was always Ronaldo's son. Never just Cristiano, the school called Georgina. Not Ronaldo. They knew better. Georgina arrived within 20 minutes, her face pale with fear. When she saw her stepson's face, she gasped. "Meu Deus. Cristiano, what happened?" "I fell," he lied. "Playing football." "Don't lie to me." Georgina knelt down, looked into his eyes. "Who did this to you?" Cristiano Jr.'s lip trembled. But he didn't cry. He had already cried all his tears behind that sports hall. "Please, Georgina. Just take me home. And please, please don't tell my dad." Georgina wanted to argue. Wanted to demand answers. But when she looked into that 12-year-old boy's eyes, she saw something that broke her heart. Shame. Not pain. Not anger. Shame. As if this was somehow his fault, the car ride home was silent. Georgina kept glancing at him in the rearview mirror. Cristiano Jr. stared out the window, watching Madrid pass by. All those people out there had no idea. They saw Ronaldo's son and thought, "Lucky kid. Has everything." They didn't know he cried himself to sleep most nights. They didn't know he wished he could be invisible. They didn't know that every morning when he woke up, he had to put on a mask. The mask of Ronaldo's son. Strong. Confident. Perfect. But underneath, he was just a scared, lonely 12-year-old boy who wanted someone to see him for who he really was. They arrived home. The mansion gates opened. Georgina parked the car. "Cristiano," she said softly. "Your father will be home in 2 hours. You need to tell him." "No. He'll see your face." "I'll say I fell during training." "He won't believe you." "Then I'll lie better." Georgina sighed. "Why don't you want him to know?" Cristiano Jr. finally looked at her. And for the first time, she saw tears in his eyes. Because if I tell him, he'll fix it. He'll call the school. He'll call the parents. He'll make it stop. But Georgina, I need to learn to fight my own battles. Because he won't always be there. And I can't be weak. I can't. I can't disappoint him. You won't believe what happened next. Cristiano Jr. went to his room, locked the door, sat on his bed, and stared at the wall. A wall covered in photos. Photos of his father, winning the Champions League, holding the Ballon d'Or, celebrating goals. And in every photo, his father looked invincible, unstoppable, perfect. Cristiano Jr. walked to his mirror, looked at himself. Black eye, split lip, bruised cheek. He looked weak, broken. Nothing like his father. Why can't I be like you? He whispered to his reflection. Why can't I be strong like you? 2 hours later, he heard the front door open. His father's voice echoed through the house. Georgina, I'm home. Cristiano Jr.'s heart started racing. He heard footsteps coming up the stairs. A knock on his door. Junior, you home? Cristiano Jr. froze. Yeah, Dad. Just doing homework. Can I come in? I'm kind of busy. The door opened. Ronaldo never waited for permission in his own house. He walked in, smiling, holding a football. Hey, I got you the new. He stopped. The smile disappeared. The football dropped from his hands. Because he saw his son's face. What happened? Ronaldo's voice was ice cold. I fell. During training. Don't lie to me. I'm not. Who did this to you? The real story starts now. Cristiano Jr. had never heard his father's voice like that. Not angry. Not loud. Worse. Deadly quiet. Controlled. Like a volcano about to erupt. Dad, it's nothing. Ronaldo crossed the room in 3 steps. Knelt down. Gently touched his son's face. And Cristiano Jr. saw something he had never seen before. Tears in his father's eyes. Junior, Ronaldo whispered. Please. Tell me who hurt you. And something broke inside Cristiano Jr. because his father, the strongest man in the world, was crying. For him. It was some boys at school. Names. Dad, names. Now. Cristiano Jr. told him everything. Daniel. The cafeteria. The insults. The beating. Everything he had been holding inside for weeks. And Ronaldo listened. Silent. His jaw clenched tighter with every word. When Cristiano Jr. finished, Ronaldo stood up. Pulled out his phone. What are you doing? Cristiano Jr. asked. Calling the school. Calling the police. Those kids will be expelled. Their parents will, no. Cristiano Jr. grabbed his father's arm. Please. Don't. Why not? Because it'll make it worse. Don't you understand? If you do this, I'll be the kid who ran to Daddy. I'll be weak. You're not weak. Ronaldo's voice cracked. You're 12 years old and 4 boys attacked you, and right then. Cristiano Jr. asked the question. The question that destroyed Ronaldo. He looked up at his father, tears streaming down his face, and whispered, Dad. Why do they hate me? Ronaldo froze. What? Why do they hate me? I've never done anything to them. I try to be nice. I try to be normal. But they hate me. And I don't understand why. Is it because of you? Is it because I'm your son? And in that moment, Cristiano Ronaldo's world shattered. Because he finally understood. His success, his fame, his greatness. It had given his son everything except the one thing every child needs, to just be themselves, Ronaldo dropped to his knees, pulled his son into his arms, and cried. Really cried. Not the single tear he shed when he won trophies. Real, broken, gut-wrenching sobs. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "I'm so sorry." "Why are you sorry?" Cristiano Jr. asked. "Because I did this to you. Because I gave you my name, but I didn't think. I didn't think about the weight that comes with it. To live in my shadow. To always be compared. To never just be you." Cristiano Jr. hugged his father tighter. "I don't hate being your son. But you hate what comes with it. Sometimes." Yes, they sat there on the bedroom floor for a long time. Father and son. Both broken. Both trying to understand how they had gotten here. Finally, Ronaldo pulled back. Looked his son in the eyes. "Tomorrow, we're going to that school. Together. And we're going to fix this. Dad, I told you." But there was something else. Ronaldo took a deep breath. "And, if you want, we can transfer you to a different school. A fresh start. Where nobody knows who you are. Where you can just be Cristiano. Not Ronaldo's son. Just, you." Cristiano Jr.'s eyes widened. "Really? Really? Because I've been thinking. I've been thinking about what I want for you. And I realized. I don't want you to be the next Cristiano Ronaldo. I want you to be the first Cristiano Jr., your own person. Your own dreams. Your own life. Not a copy of mine." Tears filled Cristiano Jr.'s eyes again. But this time, they weren't tears of pain. They were tears of relief. "Thank you, Dad." "For what?" "For seeing me. Not Ronaldo's son. Just me." That night, Ronaldo didn't sleep. He went downstairs. Poured himself a drink. Sat in his trophy room. Surrounded by all his achievements. And for the first time in his life, he wondered, what was it all worth? If his son was being beaten. If his son felt ashamed of who he was. If his success had built a prison around his child. Georgina found him there at 3 a.m. "Cristiano?" "I failed him," Ronaldo whispered. "No, you didn't, I did. I was so focused on being the best. On winning. On my legacy. I forgot. I forgot that my real legacy isn't trophies. It's him. It's our children. And I've been so busy chasing greatness that I didn't see my son was suffering." Georgina sat next to him. "So what are you going to do?" Ronaldo looked at her. "Tomorrow, I'm going to that school. And I'm going to make this right. And then I'm going to spend less time in training facilities and more time at home. Less time doing interviews and more time doing homework with my kids. Less time being Cristiano Ronaldo. And more time being Dad." Georgina smiled. Kissed his cheek. "He'll be okay. He's strong. Like his father." "No," Ronaldo shook his head. "He's stronger. Because he's brave enough to admit when he's hurting. That's something I never learned." The next morning, Ronaldo and Cristiano Jr. walked into the school together. The principal's face went pale when she saw them. Not because of Ronaldo's fame. But because she saw the bruises on Cristiano Jr.'s face and knew the school had failed. "Mr. Ronaldo, we need to talk," Ronaldo said calmly. "About the culture in this school. About how my son has been treated. About what you're going to do to fix it." The principal nodded. They talked for 2 hours. By the end, Daniel and his friends were suspended. Counseling programs were being implemented. Anti-bullying policies were being strengthened. But more importantly, Cristiano Jr. spoke. Really spoke. About what it was like being Ronaldo's son. And the principal listened. Really listened. When they left the school, Ronaldo asked, "So? Do you want to transfer?" Cristiano Jr. thought about it. Then shook his head. No. I want to stay. I want to show them that I'm not afraid. That I'm strong. That I'm. He paused. That I'm me. Ronaldo smiled. Put his arm around his son. That's my boy. Dad? Yeah? Can I ask you something? Anything. When you were my age, did you ever get bullied? Ronaldo stopped walking. Looked down at his son. And for the first time, he told him the truth. Every day, really? Really. In Madeira, kids made fun of me because I was poor. Because my clothes were old. Because I spoke differently. In Lisbon, they made fun of me because I was from a small island. Because I was small. Because I cried when I missed my family. What did you do? I used it. This was the real secret. Cristiano Ronaldo had spent his entire life being strong. Being perfect. Being invincible. But that day, with his son, he learned something new. He learned that true strength isn't never falling down. True strength is getting back up. True strength is asking for help. True strength is admitting when you're hurt. And true strength is letting your children see that you're human too. Weeks passed. Cristiano Jr. went back to school. It wasn't easy. Some kids still whispered. Some still stared. But it was different now. Because Cristiano Jr. was different. He stopped trying to be his father. He stopped trying to prove himself. He just was. And slowly, he made real friends. Friends who liked him for him. Not for his last name. Not for his father's money. Just for him. And Ronaldo? Ronaldo kept his promise. He came home earlier. He ate dinner with the family. He helped with homework. He went to school events. And every night, before bed, he would go to Cristiano Jr.'s room. Sit on his bed. And ask, "How was your day?" Not, "Did you score any goals?" Not, "Did you win?" Just, "How was your day?" And they would talk. Really talk. About everything. About nothing. About life. One night, months later, Cristiano Jr. said something that made Ronaldo's heart full. "Dad? Yeah? I'm glad I'm your son." Ronaldo's eyes filled with tears. "I'm glad you're my son too. Even though it's hard sometimes?" Especially because it's hard. Because hard things make us stronger. But Junior, you never have to be strong alone. Okay? Whatever happens. Whatever you're going through. You tell me. And we fight it together. Promise? Promise. Today, Cristiano Jr. is still at the same school. He still plays football. He still gets compared to his father. But it doesn't hurt the same way anymore. Because he knows who he is. He's not the next Cristiano Ronaldo. He's Cristiano Jr., and that's enough. More than enough. And when people ask him what's it like being Ronaldo's son, he doesn't say it's hard. He doesn't say it's amazing. He says, "It's my life. And I wouldn't change it." Because he has something that all the money and fame in the world can't buy. He has a father who sees him. Who loves him. Who would give up every trophy, every record, every achievement, just to make sure his son is okay. This is the story nobody talks about. The story of a 12-year-old boy who got beaten up because of his father's name. The story of a father who realized that greatness means nothing if your children are suffering. The story of one question that changed everything: "Dad, why do they hate me?" Because sometimes, the hardest battles aren't fought on football fields. They're fought in school hallways. In children's bedrooms. In the hearts of kids who just want to be themselves. And sometimes, the greatest victory isn't winning a trophy. It's winning back your child's smile. And Cristiano Ronaldo, the greatest footballer in history, finally learned that his most important title wasn't champion.